On a frigid day in July 2003, marine biologist Kirsty Brown, a 28-year-old researcher with the British Antarctic Survey, found herself dragged 230 feet beneath the sub-zero waters of Antarctica while snorkeling. Ambushed by an apex predator, a leopard seal, she fought desperately for her life, with barely a breath of air in her lungs. What unfolded next was a harrowing and tragic sequence of events that would leave an indelible mark on the scientific community stationed at the Rothera Research Station on Adelaide Island. This incident, both shocking and rare, highlighted the unpredictable dangers of working in one of the most remote and hostile environments on Earth. Kirsty Brown was no novice to extreme conditions. Born and raised with a passion for the natural world, she had earned degrees in geology and oceanography, honing her skills as a diver and research scientist in some of the planet's most challenging locales, including Greenland and Australia. By July 22, 2003, she had joined the British Antarctic Survey, BAS, an organization renowned for its rigorous scientific exploration of the polar regions. Stationed at Rothera, located on the western edge of the Antarctic Peninsula, Kirsty was part of a team tasked with studying the effects of iceberg disturbance on the delicate plant and animal communities inhabiting the nearshore seabed in South Cove and Ryder Bay. Her work was meticulous, involving the placement of 500 concrete and plastic markers on the seabed in relatively shallow waters to monitor how icebergs gouged and reshaped the underwater landscape. She was nearing the completion of this first phase when the routine expedition took a nightmarish turn. The Rothera Research Station operates under extreme conditions that dictate the rhythm of life for its inhabitants. Workers can only arrive or depart during the austral summer, roughly November to March, when the ice thins and the weather becomes marginally less hostile. During the austral winter, from April to October, the station is effectively cut off from the outside world. The sea around Adelaide Island freezes over, forming a thick crust that locks ships out, while the surrounding landscape transforms into vast, empty snowfields. These snowfields, devoid of landmarks and swept by fierce winds, are nearly impossible to traverse without specialized equipment like snowmobiles or tracked vehicles. The isolation is profound, and the cold is unrelenting, with temperatures often plunging well below zero. To cope with this, the station is equipped with emergency supplies, a small medical facility, and detailed evacuation plans for the brief window of accessibility. Yet, even with these precautions, emergencies in winter are a logistical nightmare. Safety is paramount in such an unforgiving environment, and the BAS team adhered to strict protocols. Among these was a critical rule: no diving was permitted if a leopard seal was spotted nearby. Leopard seals, native to the Antarctic waters, are formidable predators, capable of growing to lengths of 10 to 15 feet and weighing over 1,000 pounds or 500 kilograms. With muscular bodies, powerful foreflippers, and jaws lined with both sharp canine teeth and serrated molars, they are built for hunting. They can swim at speeds of up to 25 miles or 40 kilometers per hour, slicing through the water with terrifying agility. While they primarily feed on penguins, fish, and smaller seals, they are known to exhibit a chilling behavior: playing with their prey. This involves thrashing and shaking their catch to break it into manageable pieces, sometimes pulling it underwater repeatedly to exhaust it before consumption. Though attacks on humans are exceedingly rare, the BAS rule reflected a cautious respect for these apex predators, a policy that had safeguarded divers and seals alike for over 30 years. That safety record, however, was about to be shattered. On that fateful day, the air temperature hovered at minus 8.1 degrees Celsius, a biting cold that permeated everything. Kirsty and her diving partner prepared for their snorkeling mission around 3 p.m., donning dry suits designed to protect against the freezing waters. Unlike wetsuits, which allow a thin layer of water to warm against the body, dry suits create an air barrier between the wearer and the water. Paired with insulating clothing underneath, this system kept them dry and provided vital warmth in the sub-zero conditions. Equipped with diving computers and snorkeling gear, they were limited to surface swimming, a precaution that avoided the deeper risks of scuba diving in such an environment. Before entering the water, they meticulously scanned the area for leopard seals, adhering to protocol. Finding no signs of danger, they proceeded. At 3:10 p.m., the pair slipped into the water, navigating through a thin layer of grease ice, a slick, slushy film on the surface. Visibility remained clear up to 30 meters, or nearly 100 feet, offering a pristine view of the underwater world they were studying. A shore party of 2 BAS personnel stood watch on land, ready to signal a rescue boat if needed, another layer of safety in their well-practiced routine. Initially, everything seemed normal. Kirsty and her partner swam at their own paces, drifting 15 to 20 meters apart as they worked. Then, without warning, her partner noticed a massive, dark shape moving swiftly beneath the surface, heading straight for Kirsty. At first, Kirsty appeared unalarmed as the unidentified creature circled her, perhaps mistaking it for a curious seal or a trick of the light. But in an instant, the situation turned dire. A leopard seal, its jaws gaping, clamped down on her leg with bone-crushing force and yanked her beneath the icy water. Her scream cut through the air, a sound of raw terror that echoed across the cove before she vanished. For a few agonizing seconds, she was gone, swallowed by the depths. Her partner, stunned, began swimming toward her, while the shore party sprang into action, radioing the station for help. Then, just as suddenly, Kirsty resurfaced, locked in the grip of an enormous leopard seal. The peaceful research mission had morphed into a desperate struggle for survival. Somehow, this solitary predator had evaded their earlier checks, slipping into the area undetected. Her partner watched helplessly as Kirsty fought to break free, kicking and thrashing against the seal's relentless hold. On land, leopard seals are awkward, lumbering creatures, forced to bounce along on their bellies. In the water, however, they are masters of their domain, propelled by powerful flippers, with a grace and speed that belied their bulk. Her partner later estimated the seal to be female, based on its size, approximately 4.5 meters or nearly 15 feet long, a measurement gauged against the rescue boat. Weighing potentially over 1,200 pounds, or 544 kilograms, it dwarfed Kirsty, who stood 5 feet 1 inch tall and weighed just 55 kilograms. Against such a foe, escape seemed impossible. The seal was relentless, dragging Kirsty back under after her brief resurfacing. For over 10 minutes, the attack persisted, a brutal game of cat and mouse. Her partner reached the scene, but lost sight of her again as the seal pulled her deeper, depriving her of oxygen. Using his goggles, he spotted her 5 meters below, struggling weakly as the seal held her by her fin. The predator released her momentarily, allowing her to drift upward, only to seize her again and drag her back down. Her partner, horrified, realized she was slipping away into the black, icy depths. With no way to intervene, her partner swam to shore to join the shore party, while the rescue boat raced to the scene. For 10 more excruciating minutes, Kirsty remained lost, the team scouring the water for any sign of her. At 3:35 p.m., nearly half a mile from her last sighting, the seal resurfaced, dragging Kirsty face down across the surface. The crew feared it was attempting to feed on her. In a desperate bid to save her, a team member struck the seal with a shovel, finally forcing it to release her. The crew pulled her aboard, initiating CPR as they sped back to the station. For an hour, the staff worked tirelessly to revive her, but their efforts were in vain. Investigators soon arrived, piecing together the grim details. Kirsty's dive computer revealed she had been dragged to a depth of 230 feet or 70 meters, far beyond safe limits for snorkelers or recreational divers. At such depths, even if she had broken free, a rapid ascent could have caused fatal lung injuries from expanding air. Her body bore lacerations and bruises, testament to the seal's ferocity. The Falkland Islands coroner, N.P.M. Sanders, conducted her autopsy, ruling her death an accidental drowning, a tragic end to a routine day. The incident shook the BAS community. Snorkeling and scuba diving were suspended immediately, and a thorough review followed. By January 2004, diving resumed with stricter protocols. A 30-minute wildlife observation period, a mandatory boating party, and diver-to-surface communication devices. Officials acknowledged that diving near the ice's edge carried greater risks than previously understood. In tribute to Kirsty's dedication, a nearby island in Ryder Bay was named Kirsty Island, a lasting memorial to a scientist who gave her life to the pursuit of knowledge in one of Earth's wildest frontiers.